Is it crooked? Yeah. This bun ain't gonna do right. You ain't gonna do right today, child. You are not. You are definitely not loyal at all. Okay, that'll work. I should have put on the necklace. I'm not feeling this lip gloss. I might have to take this off. I ain't feeling this color. We got 1,000 other colors. Let's find another one, child. Let's find another one. Oh, let's do this one. Let's do, let's do this one. I don't know. That gone. I'm feeling that gone. I guess that'll work. We're gonna wait till a few more people come on. Because I do have a few, as a matter of fact, while I'm waiting for other people to show up, should I get it for AOL? Oh, yeah, I want to talk about him. As a matter of fact, it may be easier just on Instagram. What time is it? It's just 8 o'clock. Where are y'all at? I guess I didn't start talking about plants and um, y'all done just ditched me. Oh, ain't nobody here. What is that person's name? I can't even. Okay, I don't know what YouTube is doing. I guess I'm not. Y'all not getting the notifications. Oh, here it go. Hi, hey Tina, Tina. Hey Marie. I couldn't see what your last name was. Y'all know that I don't like to sit around and what Black Ink Crew girl then did. Um, Donna didn't see it. She don't file taxes. Oh Lord, Donna must really. You got to really be stupid to say that you don't file taxes and you're on a show on national TV. Oh child, I don't even want to read that article because I know Donna cannot be that crazy. I know she can't be, but she probably is. So we ain't gonna worry about that. Really? I hate when I go to a page and it's not found. Okay. I'm gonna get started, and if people come in late, I can go back and talk to them later. But this September is Sickle Cell Awareness Month, so I carry the trait for sickle cell disease. I don't have the um, complete disease, but I am on the higher spectrum of people with the trait. I have 50, basically 50% of my blood is sickle cell. So I have 50% of hemoglobin A and 50% of hemoglobin S. Normal people have two A's, so they would completely have AA because you have two hemoglobin traits, and normal people have two A's, and people with sickle cell have a combination of one of those. So it says sickle cell, and I'm reading from the medical thing because I do want to get the terminology correct. It says sickle cell is a group of disorders that cause red blood cells to become misshapen and break down. With sickle cell disease, an inherited group of disorders, red blood cells contort into a sickle shape. The cells die early, leaving a shortage of healthy red blood cells, sickle cell anemia, and can cause block blood flow, causing pain, which would be called a sickle cell crisis. And it says that the disease is rare. It is fewer than 200,000 U.S. cases a year. But I think it's more than that. Now this picture shows what a regular red blood cells looks like compared to what a sickle cell looks like. Now, when I was born, they were not testing infants, so I did not know that I had sickle cell trait until I was pregnant with my first child, and I was 21 years old. I was 21 before I even knew that anything was going on. Even though my mother thought that something was going on with me because I used to get sick a lot. I used to have like a lot of joint pains and stuff when I was a little kid, but of course they did not attribute it to anything because, I guess they wasn't really doing blood tests or whatever and they wasn't looking for that. Now every child that is born in the US is tested for sickle cell before they leave the hospital. And it's best that if you are getting pregnant, you need to know not only what your status is, but what the person that you are having a baby with, what their status is, because you could carry the trait and be with somebody else, and that person carried the trait, and then boom, you end up with a baby that has sickle cell. It doesn't have to, because that baby could also have the trait just like the two of you, but it's a crapshoot. And do you want to take that type of chance with your child's health? Because sickle cell anemia is as bad as any other disease. It is as bad as HIV or AIDS or anything. Because with sickle cell, you can have a stroke. There are little children having strokes. You can have a stroke. You can have a brain aneurysm. You can have anything because anywhere where that blood decides to lock up and, because when the blood changes shape, it will kind of get locked up in an artery, and it can cause like a blood clot right there. And if it that happens in the brain, you can have a stroke. Now, I have had two confirmed strokes, and one that they're saying, well, we're not really sure. It could have been, but that one didn't register the way that the other two did. They were actually TIAs, and they think that it those things could have been related to the sickle cell. They can't say for sure, but they really believe that they were. So it's a very painful disease. When people go to the hospital, they go to the hospital because of pain crisis, because they're in pain, and they have to be treated with high levels of pain medication. People who have the disease can have pneumonia because it can strike in your lungs, cause you to have pneumonia. A lot of people with sickle cell die from pneumonia. I mean, a lot of them, when I was younger, I went to high school. Well, I went to junior high school with a young lady that had sickle cell disease. Now, back in the 80s, when people had, found out that they had sickle cell, they were saying that a lot of those people didn't even live to see 35. And I'm pretty sure she probably passed around that time. Now, of course, we have different treatments and different medications, and they are starting treatments earlier now because, they know now when your child is born or after, the test comes back, they know that the child has sickle cell. So, of course, they're starting the treatments earlier. So, technology is more advanced now. People are receiving more treatments earlier in life, but it's still an extremely devastating disease. And I know that in Africa, there is a higher percentage of sickle cell disease because there is a higher percentage of, black people. And this disease used to be predominantly black people and I think like Turkish people or something like that. A lot of white people did not have this disease, but now that more and more people, are interracially coming together, the disease is starting to transcend all cultures and races. Now there are white people with the disease and Mexican people and, Hispanics or whatever with the disease now because we are all, mixing as people. But I mean, I just wanted to bring awareness that September is Sickle Cell Awareness Month, and if you don't know anything about the disease, I really wish that you guys would at least take time to look into it and pray for people who are dealing with it because it's um it's very difficult to deal with. And people, it's sad to me that I see a lot of posts of people who, have this disease and are dealing with it and go to the hospital or whatever, and then they're being treated they're not being treated with with the care and respect that they should be because they're African American. A lot of them say that, they go to hospitals and, the doctors are treating them like they're drug seekers or, that they're drug addicts. But these people are really in pain. And I'm pretty sure if it was their family member or whatever, the doctors would do everything they could to help them out. But I mean, I know that a lot of that is true. It really is because I have, been to the hospital in pain, and it just really does seem like a lot of doctors just really don't care. Because I just talked to my doctor yesterday and was telling him how I was treated the last time that I went to the emergency room. It's just like, these, I know that in the emergency room, the doctors are extremely busy, and, they have a lot of patients. In the emergency room, it's just doctors in there doing their rotation, third year residents doing their rotations, and, they're getting their practice with patients and everything. But I think that a lot of doctors are missing the main component in being a doctor, and that is how to deal with patients. Like, we are real people. You know what I mean? When you see somebody in the emergency room, they're not coming there because they ain't got nothing else to do. They coming there because they need some help. And when you see a doctor and he's, telling you, oh, well, it's real busy. Here, just take this medicine. You're gonna be fine. That's not how people want to be treated. Because healthcare is expensive. You know what I mean? Healthcare ain't free. I'm paying for, like, my husband is paying for this stuff every month. This stuff ain't free. We paying for this. And then to have a doctor just, basically don't even care about you enough to even put you in a room. Like, I went, the, the doctor was like, oh, well, it's really busy. We don't even have any more rooms. But I think you just have bronchitis. Here, I'm going to give you a prescription for some antibiotics. And, kind of pat me on my head, and went on about his business. Didn't give me a chance to ask no questions or nothing. And I was telling my primary care physician, what had happened, and just how just upset I felt, because it was just like, kind of like, sweep her up under the rug, get gone, get out of my way, I'm busy. Okay, you're busy because I'm sick. But the healthcare system in the United States, I don't know. I don't know what what, like, can it be fixed at this point? Is there any fixing for the healthcare system? Are the doctors just not being trained in medical school really how to deal with patients? Are they putting so much into the technical part of, you know, medical school, that they're leaving out the real part, which is the fact that we are real people. You know what I mean? When you in the emergency room, you're not treating a cadaver. You're treating a real person that wants to be treated like a real person. So I don't know, like, what, I don't know what we can, as people, what we can do to make things different. Monique said your colors are popping. Oh, thank you, girl. So I don't know. I wanted to, just talk about that. I am going to talk about it more, and I'm probably going to do another video and talk about it, since there's only like 4 people here, and I do want more people to, you know, to know that it is Sickle Cell Awareness Month. And I've noticed that, I have lost some subscribers or whatever, but I'm not going to deal with what was going on. And if I have to change my whole way of doing things, I will do that, because I didn't come on YouTube to be fighting with people, and that's not me. That, and I don't care if only 2 people show up. If I want to do plants and, talk about my plants, if that's going to bring me some peace until I figure out how to, incorporate the spiritual stuff back into this channel without arguing and fighting and stuff, then that's what I'm going to do. And I noticed, my mama always said is certain things you can't talk about, with other people. And religion and politics is two of those things, because everybody has their own opinion about how, when it comes to religion, how certain things should be done. I have my opinion about how they should be done, and maybe my opinion don't line up with your opinion, and I'm not going to argue with you. I'm not going to argue with people about that. I'm not going to um, be in a position where I'm stressed out about that or tripping, with people about that. So I would rather people, you do you and I'll do me when it comes to that kind of stuff. That's why I very rarely even talk about politics, because I know how that, politics has a way of, getting to people, and that's an argument for sure. But religion is a argument also. And I don't want to, I just don't want to do that. I don't. Because, see, people don't want, like, they want the information, but they don't want you to teach it. You know what I mean? They know that I have the information, but they want me to do it their way. And I ain't going to do that. I'm going to do it my way, or it ain't going to be done at all. If I can't do it my way, it ain't going to happen. So until I can figure out how to do it my way, it ain't gonna happen. Not like this, cause I'm not ever gonna allow anybody to sit on here and disrespect me, or cause me to get out of character disrespecting you. I'm not that person. I never will be. Now I can be a little bit shady or whatever, and I'm gonna keep being that. But I'm only gonna take that so far too. I will never allow anybody on YouTube to take me out of character and disrespect myself or my family for a couple of YouTube dollars. That's not my thing. So until I can figure out how to do this my way and not fight with people on YouTube, because I refuse to do that, there won't be any of those type of videos. Because for one, it doesn't even seem like the people that are drawn to my channel are really even mature enough to handle that type of material. So you ain't gonna get it here. So we gonna go in another direction until I decide to, until I figure out how I want to do things differently. So if you don't like plants and gnomes and fairies, then this may not be the channel for you, because that's where we gonna be going. Okay, we're gonna do a little bit of what's happening in the news, and we're gonna do our plants and gnomes and fairies. Okay, that's it. And I wanted to say a rest in peace. I didn't even realize that LaShawn Daniels, this young man, he was 41 years old. He was killed in a car accident. He was on the show with Tamar and Vince. He was on their, him and his wife was on their reality show. I didn't realize that was him until, people started, associating the two. And then I was like, oh, that's who it is. Because, people were saying rest in peace to him. And I was like, oh, I don't know who that is. But, rest in peace. And then somebody said, yeah, him and his wife was on the show with Tamar and Vince. And I used to like that was when I liked Tamar. I used to like the Tamar and Vince show. So he was killed in a car accident. I did not know how many songs he had written and produced for all of these artists: Michael Jackson, Sierra, Brandy, I think he did one for Destiny's Child. I mean, his portfolio is huge. He just had, I think, Whitney Houston. He did all kind of songs, and I didn't even know it. Like, I didn't even know that he was behind all of those songs. Like, when this guy, when LaShawn and his wife was on the show with Tamar and Vince, they never showed their house. So I just thought that, LaShawn and his wife was friends of Vince, and everybody that know everybody ain't, rich. So I thought they were just friends. I didn't know that he was, a big producer, and he was more rich than Vince, because at the time Vince only had like Tamar and some Lady Gaga. I think at the time Vince had been Lady Gaga's producer, or whatever. But I don't think Vince catalog is nothing like LaShawn Daniels. So rest in peace to LaShawn Daniels. He leaves a wife and children. And speaking of car accidents, they talked about Kevin Hart's injuries earlier today. Now, this whole thing with Kevin Hart is seeming real strange to me, because if he had something, was really severely injured in his back, like he had cervical vertebra damage or something. I'm like, okay, so he had all of these cervical vertebra injuries that resulted in him having to have surgery on his back, but he was able to leave the scene of the accident. They took him home. He went from his house to the hospital and had surgery on his back the next day. So Kevin Hart went all the way home. And I'm normally not one of those conspiracy type people. I'm not. I don't get into, all of that looking in corners and peeping and trying to see what happened. But this whole situation just seems kind of weird to me. Weird. Weird. And once people start digging, because we gonna dig, because we nosy. It's folks out here. That's their job, to dig and find stuff that didn't happen. You can't hide when once you are at that level. You can't hide. You try, but you can't hide, because there's some nosy people out here, honey. The next day they had already got a copy of the police report. So I don't know. Hey Casey, hey Daniel, hey Lily Crochet Fashion. Oh, that's my crochet sister. Lily, you gonna make me start crocheting again. And I haven't picked up my hook in a while, because my wrist been kind of acting up, and I don't want to put too much stress on it. But when wintertime come, I do like to go and at least look around the yarn section. I do want to go shopping, but Hobby Lobby messes up everything. You can't shop in the store because they got the music so loud that that your video would be automatically demonetized. But my husband said he was going to help me do a voiceover, and we can cut out um, the music from the store, because Hobby Lobby had a music up so loud. Like Walmart, the same way. They play their music super loud in the store, and you can't. if you record in there and that music is playing, your video will get demonetized. So I don't know. I had wanted to record in Walmart, but the music was super loud. Plus, I was super hot. Every time I go to Walmart, I get hot. Ooh, I have a hot flash every time I go to Walmart. I don't know why they be having the heaters up so high in there. But this weekend, I do want to go plant shopping. I want to go out farther than where we normally go because I already know that the Home Depot out here is trash. So I'm not about to go there because the last time we went there, all of the fiddle leaf figs looked like they had some type of disease or something. A lot of the fiddle leaf figs had like a whole bunch of yellow and crusty tips on their leaves, like all of them. So I was like, I'm not about to buy no plant that's already got issues. And then some of the pothos looked like they hadn't watered them in months. They was just so once I go in places like that and they plants look like they I'm like I ain't buy no plants from here, child. And they was overpriced, so I got up out of Home Depot. And I went to Lowe's in Martinez. In the Lowe's, they plants didn't look no better. But this the time of season. This that weird time where the big box stores like the Lowe's, the Home Depots, the Walmarts, you getting the scraggly leftover plants from spring that they done neglected. This a funky time to um, get house plants. So I don't know, but I got to get me a new plant this weekend because I've been moving stuff around in my upstairs, trying to shift stuff around on my shelf so I have enough space for a new plant. So I know I can get one down here. I can get two down here. I be like, iron, spaces in the house. Okay, where can I scoot? I'm like a fiend when it comes to, okay, can I scoot stuff around? Can I move that? Oh, okay, can I move that ZZ plant over? I can get another plant right there. Oh, I'm gonna get another plant in this house. I want another plant. I already told my husband. So I repotted my Florida Beauty. I don't know if y'all can see that. Yeah, you can see that right there. She got a baby coming. As a matter of fact, it's two. One of them is super small. You can't see that. So I put her in a bigger pot. Today, I took her out of the nursery pot that she was in and put her in a bigger pot because she is. Oh, that scared me. She is super growing right now. I put her closer to my window. So she is growing, but you know that the weather is about to change. So we're not going to be getting as much sun as we were getting. So the summer growth for her is probably about over. Like what she has growing will probably come on up and probably get a leaf or whatever, and that probably will be it because I'm pretty sure that plant goes kind of dormant in the winter because last winter it didn't do too much of nothing. But at least I know now it's in a better spot and it'll grow. I ain't really worried about it. Oh, I got my thing dirty. Yeah, please like this video, guys, because we gotta, even though my views are kind of down, we gotta keep things rolling because I'm trying to get into some of the other plant um, community. I was thinking about starting my own plant community because it's hard to get other people to watch your videos. It really is. Like if you don't know people, it's hard to get in with other folks. It is. I ain't gonna lie. And a lot of us just ain't in really, not really in the plant community. So if I got to start my own community, then that's what I'm gonna do. If I could get all them people over here talking about witchy stuff, I ought to be able to get y'all over here talking about plants. Okay, that's what's crazy. I could get all these folks over here. I even had the Christians wanting to uh do me in at one point. Now I'm over here talking about plants and stuff, and they didn't disappear. Y'all see how that worked? Drama brings people to YouTube. Drama brings people to YouTube. But YouTube is trying to get away from that. They trying to get away from um the drama and all of that kind of stuff. YouTube don't want to deal with that kind of stuff no more. Oh, and I wanted to talk about one more thing, honey. Antonio Brown. Antonio Brown is a player for the Oakland Raiders, and he got into it with one of the. I don't think he was one of the owners, but one of the executives or whatever of the Raiders. He got into it, like didn't show up to one of the practice sessions for the Raiders or whatever, and the Raiders fined him $54,000 for missing the practice. $54,000. Now he went to one of those cryo tanks. You know, a lot of athletes use those tanks. They go into them and they're real. The tanks are like really cold. And that cold is supposed to like heal the muscles faster. Like after practice and stuff, that, ice cold is supposed to heal the muscles, help regenerate the muscles faster. So he went in one of those things with nothing on his feet and burned the bottom of both of his feet. So when he came back to training camp, his feet were healing, but they still had like, you know how blisters pop in the skin is, the skin hasn't quite healed. That's how his feet were. So that's how he showed up to training camp for the Raiders. So that was the first thing that the Raiders had to deal with. And then he had decided that he didn't want to play with the helmet that everybody else was playing with. He wanted to play with his helmet because it was the helmet that he had been using for all of this time and stuff. And it was his lucky helmet. But the helmet, you know, the league had said that that helmet wasn't no more good. You can't wear that. It's outdated, because football is getting really strict about, concussion protocol and all of that kind of stuff now. He wanted to wear his old helmet and didn't want to conform to the regulations for the Raiders and all of this kind of stuff. Honey, they done suspended his butt. The season ain't even started, and he done already got suspended. And I'm already mad at the Raiders, child, because the Raiders they were on HBO's Hard Knocks. And, it showed them going through the preseason and camp and all of that kind of stuff. And then it progresses all the way to where they cut down to the 53 people that they need for the team. And one of the young men that was cut was from here in the Bay Area. He actually went to high school in Alameda, and his dream was to play for the Raiders. So, preseason games, he did really well, but when it all boiled down, they cut him from the team. He got picked up, I think, by somebody. He got picked up by somebody else, but um, Miami or somebody. But he wanted to play for the Raiders. But I mean, getting picked up by another team is great. But you know, when your dream is to play for the Raiders, you live in the Bay Area, you've been playing football since you was a little kid, and you have a dream to play for the Raiders, and then that dream is dashed. That was how Marshawn Lynch was. And Marshawn had an opportunity. The last team that Marshawn played for, Marshawn retired as a Raider. I was so happy for him because he did want to come to the Raiders after he had retired from wherever it was he came from. Then he played for the Raiders and he retired with the Raiders. And of course, I was wearing Marshawn's number last year. And I was thinking about wearing Antonio Brown's number this year because my last name is Brown, but Antonio crazy. I can't wear a crazy person. No, I will not be wearing his number. And he bat poo poo crazy. No. So I'm gonna kind of be into the Raiders this year because you know I watched Hard Knocks and now I think I know everything it is in the world about football. Just watching like 5 HBO shows, I know everything it is in the world about football now. No, but I am going to be watching the Raiders because this is the last year that the Raiders will be here in Oakland. This is it for us. The Raiders are building a new stadium in Las Vegas. They will be the Las Vegas Raiders. So this is the last hurrah that the Raiders will be here in Oakland. So we have already lost the Warriors. The Warriors went to San Francisco. I think their stadium opened this week, the Chase Stadium in San Francisco. I mean, the Warriors are close. San Francisco is a hop, skip, and a jump from here. But Vegas is a little bit farther. So we lost the Warriors, and now we're losing the Raiders. And I'm pretty sure the A's leaving too because they don't want to stay in that old raggedy stadium, and everybody else is getting a new stadium. So eventually, Oakland won't have any um, sports teams. I don't really care, but I mean, I did like the Raiders. Well, they leaving. Let them go. What can I say? I mean, you know, people have to. It's all about money. Of course, the teams are going to do, you know, what makes them money. Ooh, these cards are super stiff. I don't use them that often. Let's do half. God, do I ever use them? Let's see. Do I want to pull one off the top? Let's see what it says. Oh, these are the law of attraction. This is the law of attraction deck. So it says the law of attraction assembles happy relationships. It says the law of attraction cannot bring you a well balanced, happy person if you are not yourself already that. The law of attraction, no matter what you do or say, will bring to you those who predominantly match the person who you predominantly are. If you are not happy with yourself or with your life, the attraction of a partner will only exacerbate the discord, because any action taken from a place of lack is always counterproductive. So if you are not happy, that's what you will draw to you. If you are looking for a partner, you will draw to you what you are. So, if you are a miserable, unhappy person, that's what you'll get. A positive person, a positive, happy, free spirited person is not going to attract a crackhead. They're going to attract something similar to themselves. So if you are negative and in a slump and see the world jacked up, you don't see the world through a rose-colored lens. You see everybody as negative and, oh, they out to hurt me, they out to get me. That's the type of person that you will attract. Just what you are. A lot of people say, "Oh, I'm looking for, I'm trying to get this and I'm trying to get that." You want what you're not. You're not going to get a person that all their chakras are aligned if all you put out into the universe is that everybody is, all men are dogs. He ain't gonna do nothing but dog me anyway. She just trying to get my money. She a gold digger. When you put those type of things out into the universe, that's what you get. When you're putting love and peace and joy and happiness, when you are that yourself, then that is what you are throwing out to the universe. That's what you'll get back. But if you're hurt and you're hurting people and you're disrespecting people, and everything that comes up is a fight between you and another person, then that's what you attract. You attract those fights. That's why I had to pull back, some, because I'm like, am I attracting this type of energy? Because if I am, I will reroute. Alexa, find me another direction. We got to go another way. Redirecting you now. And I think sometimes that's what people are scared to do. We as people are scared to just, hey, let me pump my brakes right here in the middle of the street and slow down before I literally kill myself. You can pump your brakes anywhere. Pump them right now. You don't have to keep barreling down the road to destruction. Pump your brakes. If you got to pump them in the middle of the street, do that. Make sure your brake lights work though, so the people know that the people behind you know you finna stop. But pump your brakes. Stop. Pull over. I'm not gonna be barreling down some highway knowing that I'm going the wrong way and the direction that I'm going is not leading me to where I want to go. We're gonna stop right here and redirect. Don't be scared to redirect. Sometimes you have to do that. Sometimes you have to just stop altogether. Get out the car. Maybe you got to get out the car to get your mind clear. And then get back in. Pull the whole car over. Okay? Pull over. Get your mind clear and then go. Don't be scared to do that. Honeybee said your hair looks great. Thank you, Honeybee. I'm still getting used to it being this short. It's so much shorter. I'm still kind of wrapping my mind around the fact that I done cut off half my whole head. But I'm getting used to it. I mean, that is shorter. I can do more stuff with it now. I think I can put it in more styles. So I'm gonna give me some sponge rollers and see if I can curl it and do more things with it because it's shorter. I mean, with all that hair that I had, there was no way that it was going to curl because it was too long. But I think now I should be able to curl it because it's a lot shorter. But don't be scared, I don't know why this thing is tripping. Or to change your mindset or reroute in the middle of the situation. You can always change. You can always do things differently. What time is it? Oh, it's only 9 o'clock. You can always change. You can always do things differently. Take my word for it, because I'm doing it. You may have. Y'all fail? Y'all drunk? You may have to, play catch up like I'm doing, but then you'll look back later and be like, well, you know what? That little bump in the road was well worth it. It was well worth it. And to me, this is a season where I'm really getting to see you know, who are the people that really support me. You know what I mean? The people that really hang around and are here because they value the information that I give, no matter what information it is. I'm going to stick around and hang out with her. That's what I appreciate, because the people that's just here for drama, I want them to fall off anyway, because that's not what I'm doing. That's not what I'm about. I'm not trying to do no drama. So that's it, y'all. We'll be back tomorrow. I don't know what plant I'm doing tomorrow. I might do the plants that I really don't like, because I do have a few that I don't really like. They hanging on by a thread. I don't specifically like them. I'll probably talk about them tomorrow. Because I do have a few that have, yeah, have kind of gotten on my nerves. And this little booger right here is one of them. So I know for sure that he's going to make the list. I've been struggling with this plant for a couple of months now, and it's only a little bit left. So I'm pretty sure he'll make the list. And I have a few. I have one other no, two that I really don't like, and I'm not really sure what I can do to make their situation any better. But I'm gonna hold on to them until the Holy Ghost come get them. So I'll find some on Netflix to watch, and that's gonna be about it. Probably call my husband and see what he doing. Gizmo, come here. Come here, poo poo. Gizmo, come here. Gizmo. I put his little bed and stuff outside today, and swept it out real good and sprayed it with Febreze. And honey, you can't tell him nothing. He done got in that bed. Gizmo! Gizmo, come here. Come here, Poo Poo. Come on. Come on. Come here. Come here, Poo Poo. Y'all know that dog ain't worth nothing, huh? Look like you attempted the bow tie. No, I didn't. That's just, I don't know what I did, Tina. It's just a bun kind of situation. But it do kind of look like it, huh? But mine don't have a little thing down the middle like hers did. Gizmo will not move, y'all. He is laying on his bed with his feet up in the air. Gizmo is just like, nah, I'm comfortable. No, I'm not going to be able to come over here. You know, I don't know about that croton because the leaves are still standing straight up like that. Like, the croton leaves are supposed to kind of relax, but the leaves are just straight up. And I don't want to give it any water because the soil still feels kind of moist from the store. But it just looks strange. I don't know. I mean, it's just getting used to the house and stuff, so I'm gonna give it a little while. Plus, I gotta get some new pots. I need a pot for a larger pot for my dumb cane because that plant is basically growing out of the pot that it's in. So I need a larger pot for that plant, and I need like a couple of plant stands. I know my husband gonna be like, you know what? She is just going to get on my whole nerve. And I think my granddaughter is going to be here this weekend. I don't know if she's gonna be here the whole weekend, but she called today and said she wants to come over tomorrow. So I don't know if she's gonna stay the whole weekend or just stay um tomorrow night. I'm not sure. But if she come for the whole weekend, that's good because she can she can go plant shopping with me, and Pawpaw can stay in the car because and then he won't be complaining. So I don't know. We'll probably do that, and that's about it. Yeah, I just put mine in the east facing window, which is upstairs. Plus, it stays warmer upstairs than it does down here. So all my crotons are upstairs. Yeah, I don't know. I just did my little hair like this. I was thinking I was gonna wash my hair today, but that didn't happen. So I don't know. Maybe I'll do it tomorrow because I wanted to dye my hair, but I didn't have enough dye, and I didn't go to the store. What is he doing, child? What movie is this? And I didn't go to the store, so what is that? Oh, Bad Times at the El Royale. I keep saying I want to watch this movie, but every time it come on, I'll be too busy. I don't know. Gizmo, we're going upstairs, child. Um, I just saw that plant move because I just watered them, so maybe that's why. That kind of freaked me out. I looked over there and the plant was going like that. I'm like, oh, what you doing, girl? So I'm gonna go upstairs probably and get comfortable and watch TV. Yeah, I need to check my other ones and see do they need some water. So I'm gonna probably check my upstairs plants and um, water them tonight. Y'all make sure y'all watch the video from today. I need all the views I can get. So I'm finna go. Oh, and don't forget to pray for the people in the wake of Dorian. Cause ain't the storm still going? I think so. So pray for everybody. Pray for the people that, where it hit and everything. Because it looks real bad in certain um areas. Okay, y'all, I'm finna go. I'll talk to you later. I love you. Bye.